Hey guys, so I'm very excited. Of course, it's the AM, and I want to talk about not the business, but about how a high-fat diet and a low-carbohydrate diet of whole, healthy foods gave me the business, right? At the age of nearly 48, because I'm 47. So, and I've got a busted knee, which I've mentioned in several videos to let people know. How do you build such a machine on eating 15 to 20 carbs a day and have energy, because people think that you don't have energy on the ketogenic diet or the non-BS lifestyle, as I like to call it, because out there people with labels become fanatical and subjective. But let's talk about the fat. Let's talk about the importance of it. So basically, you need to eat fat on the non-BS lifestyle, because if you don't eat fat, you ain't gonna adapt. See, as a hunter, as I say, I do, gather society, hunting, we had to hunt because plants that are edible, that are not poisonous, because you can't just go to any jungle or any forest and just grab something green and eat it, because plants have plant chemicals, because they also want to survive just as much as any mammal. I'm just saying. Or as humans in particular. So with that said, the very interesting thing is when you start going down that rabbit hole and opening up your mind. Because we were taught from the late 50s, 60s, and definitely the 70s revolution of plastic fat, trans fats, that saturated fats were bad for you. But they didn't just go there. They were like, all fats are bad for you, and all fats give you a heart attack. So sometimes I can't even get people to load up on the avocados because they're afraid that they're going to get fat. And the middle bits are not filled in people's logics of why or why not. They just have been completely bamboozled and brain struck of lies, and people then thus repeat the lies that are not logical. So my body is made out of fat, protein, and water. It is essential that I get in fat. If I don't have cholesterol in my body, I would be dead. Yet we demonize cholesterol, but we don't know why. So we look at our bodies and we think fat, gross, disgusting. And then we look at fat that we eat and we go, gross, nasty, disgusting. And when did processed foods not have that psychological feel when you look at it? So people are like, oh my God, don't you just miss the pasta, and don't you miss that? Because I live in LA, so that's how people talk. Yes. Don't you miss the the whatever and the sugar, and I'm like, no. Don't you miss the fat? Because it's good. It is fan-freaking-tabulous. The brain is very interesting, how we view things so subjectively, and we don't think further. Ask the big questions, people. Who, what, where, why, and how. Because if you don't have the answers to your beliefs, you might be a little bamboozled, a little misled, a little guided the wrong direction. So fats. Saturated fats that we need. The fat on my ass is the same fat from the pork. So how's the fat on my ass wrong? It's not, because I need to be feminized. Of course, there's muscle. But how is the fat that is the same carbon molecules on a pork, fatty bit, wrong, and it's the same on my body? It makes no logical sense. Yet bread, grains, rice, you don't hunt for, I'm going to go hunt for the rice animal. Doesn't exist. Carbohydrates are not an essential nutrient, but fat is, because you will die without it. Because it can work to not only bring structure to the body and make hormones, but it helps with the antioxidant. There's a few amazing internal antioxidants in our body, glutathione and cholesterol. And without it, you'd be dead. So, Saturated fats, yes, we need them. They are essential. Yes, EFAs. So we've got single bond, right? We've got single bonds and we've got carbon molecules attached. The 4 carbon molecules, right, with a single bond are saturated fats. The more carbon molecules attached, 6, 8, 12, you have coconut oil, which is considered a saturated fat. But it is missing cholesterol, which is why vegetarians and vegans cannot adapt. And it's missing the fat-soluble vitamins. Cannot adapt on just saturated fat from coconut oil. Sorry, it just doesn't work that way. Because fats have to have the right mono, poly, and saturates to keto adapt. And the fat-soluble vitamins. The cholesterol. And then we've got, like, the double bonds have a hydrogen molecule missing. So they are not saturated. And the polys and the monos, so monos would be like avocado, and like if it's just monos, it would be avocado and olives, yes. And things like nuts would be high in polyunsaturated fats, unsaturated. We need saturated fats to keto adapt. Now, do other fats help? People are like, what about walnuts? Aren't they great fats? Everything's a matter of context because our diet is so high in omega-6 that our blood can become compromised with this pH balance if we have too much omega-6 and not enough 3. But we have 3, 6, and 9, and we need the right balance of these fatty acids. But with that said, it behooves me, it just blind strikes me on how long I was tricked, and now to this day, everybody else is. So people are like, oh, it's dangerous. I'm like, well, I've been doing this for freaking 6 years. And look at this! This isn't freaking Hollywood green screen computerized body. This is the real deal, and I ain't talking no Holyfield. This is just straight up keto. Yes, this is keto. This is a keto body. That in 2 years, I'm going to be 50 years of age. I'm stronger. My skin is just so happy with the fat, because without fat, you start to have a problem. Your reproductive system, your skin gets dried out, your hair quality is just dying. The whites of your eyes. So I feel alive, and I feel spry, and I feel happy, and I feel energized, because I'm no longer going through that blood sugar dysregulation I talk about. And it doesn't matter how many times I use that phrasing, people still aren't really grasping that concept of what a blood sugar dysregulation with the modern society of stress and lack of sleep, how it guts you like a fish. Yes! So we get into this whole cholesterol thing. Now, our bodies make 75% of cholesterol. So why does everybody think there's such a thing as a good cholesterol and bad cholesterol? There's no such thing as good, bad cholesterol. There are HDLs and there are LDLs. And HDL is a high-density lipoprotein. And a lipoprotein is like a taxi cab that drives cholesterol around. Yes. And then we have, the LDLs, which is a low-density lipoprotein. Otherwise known, aka the bad cholesterol. That, my friends, is a lie. Yeah? Why do people now have more heart attacks than they ever had before? And we are now low-fat, obsessed, and low cholesterol. And cut out the eggs, and cut out the butter, and don't eat steak, and don't eat the fat, and don't eat the pork. My mom for years has been, dabbing off the fat on her bacon, and I'm like, to try to get her to really stop doing that is quite a task, because we become robotized with the wrong information, and we will fight to the end of time on the wrong information. And we feel like shite and we look like shite. Yes. None of that makes sense, guys. Open your mind. It doesn't make any sense. Why are you tired? Why is your skin dry? Why can you not poop? Why do you have acid reflux? Why are some of you women going through perimenopause in your 40s and in 30s and think the doctor said, well, that's normal. It is normal to go through peri at 47, 48. No, it's not. Women aren't supposed to be in hospitals with all this stuff and medications and for a sterile environment, yes. But we are supposed to be strong women. We're not supposed to be estrogen dominant with big hips and disproportionate bodies. Okay, so I don't have fire alarms today, but I have the leaf blower. I mean, there's always got to be something. So with that said, because I get right to that zone where I just kind of disappear and time becomes irrelevant, but it is in this context. So, yes, we want to, when we're thinking about things, we need to think about type B LDL. The ones that have been oxidized in the presence of carbs. Yes. You know the carbs that people say as an athlete, you can't survive without carbs? Well, look at this mother sucker girl. Because I'm stronger, faster, don't believe me? I work out with young guys in their early 20s all day long. And they get weird because I'm like, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And I'm more shredded and I'm more built and I'm more natural than most of these younger guys. And I have more endurance. Let's go. Now, I'm not better at them than everything, but you'd be shocked on how there's like a 27-year difference and I can kick their ass. Because the mind is a reflection of the body. So not only do I have a strong will, but I have been treating the body well. So LDLs, there's no such thing as, LDL and the concept that LDL is bad. It's not. It's great. We want LDL. We want great high cholesterol numbers. There is no scientific proof that low cholesterol is heart protective and high cholesterol is, if they work in opposition, high cholesterol is bad and low cholesterol is good because there's heart attacks in both. But you want to know what the common bond between the high and the low, if you're having a heart attack with the high and low cholesterol? Carbohydrates. Fruits. Too much fruit. Too much sugar. Too many carbohydrates. Or just screwed up epigenetics. Because in your lifetime, who knows what kind of stress you've been under. Smoking, yes. Poor sleep, yes. Stress, yes. Off your circadian rhythm, yes. And then on top of that, these crappy ass carbs. That's what gives you a heart attack. That's what gives you high blood pressure. Not the fat. The fat slides through your arteries like love, like butter. It just slides and it gives you the building materials as structure. Vitamin D, E, A, and K are the mothership. The mothership of nutrients to heal and protect our body. Your reproductive hormones are made out of cholesterol, 100%. Our bodies make 75%. And why would Mother Nature be so stupid as to make 75% of something that kills you, right? Right? That doesn't make any sense. How does it make any sense that plants grow cyclically and we can't just go out and grab something and put it in our mouth because we could die? So you have to hunt, right? And why is it that all of our plant source has been hybridized and our fruits have been genetically modified to be more sweet and bright in color? Nobody thinks about this stuff. Why is it that in bone marrow you can heal the body? It is the #1 supplement. Y'all need to get on that right now. And some of you bodybuilder community that follow my channel, get on it. Because the rest of you guys seem to get it. The average person who's not the bodybuilder athlete, you guys are a lot more open because a lot of you guys have metabolic derangement and you're looking to get healed and you fall on Steph's video, you're like, what the hell is this girl talking about? Yes. So, I gotta go because it's getting that time, but I wanted to just talk about that inflammation from carbohydrates creates advanced glycation end product. That's what damages the cells. Cholesterol has been, the LDL has been broken down into small, that taxi cab